And we are live. Good evening, everyone. It is Sunday, April 3rd. The time is 1 minute past 7:30. Do we say that? Do we say 1 minute past a half hour? Oh, well. 29 minutes to 8, I guess we could also say. And welcome to another Sunday Night Live. Hopefully the audio and video is coming in. Yes, it appears to be so. And hello, Harjot, PGHRPG, Brett, Marg H, John Amira, Michelle Briggs, Marie Palmer, Brad Palmer, Harjot, Joe's Crayon, Gertej, Fong, Stephen Collins, Yahia, Colette is here. Long time no see, Colette. Deborah Ball is here. Big S is here. And I think I saw Vivian Johnson in the chat earlier. And thank you, Vivian Johnson, for upgrading your Patreon your Patreon membership level to the highest tier, God tier. I just saw that right before the stream. Thank you very much, Vivian Johnson, for that. And Benjaninium is here. Probably said that wrong, Whitby Dude, Boardwalk Brad, and everyone else. Welcome again to Sunday Night Live here in Midtown Toronto, and I'm going to kick this off with a light beer. This is a Lug Tread 2.5% extra light beer. Another Bose. I've got a whole bunch of these in the fridge, so I'm going to be working my way through them. Last night I went out to a restaurant slash bar on Danforth called Sidebar, and I had a whole bunch of left field Greenwood IPAs, and they were a bit on the strong side, and I think I had too many because I kind of fell asleep as soon as I got home. But it was a good night, and if you want to see a picture of that meal, you can head on over to my, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there is a kid across the hall and like down in the corner who just screams his head off all day long doing the same thing. So I don't know if the microphone can pick it up, but it is the most obnoxious thing in the world living on this floor lately. Anyways, you can head over to @JohnnyStrides on Instagram if you want to see what my spicy chicken sandwich looked like for some reason, but that's where you'll find that. And as for the stream tonight, please just make sure you follow the rules of the chat, but you all know how to do that. Thank you to our mods in advance. And yeah, feel free to chat amongst yourselves, ask me anything. I don't have to answer everything, but you can always ask. And here we go. Cheers. Why should I move to North York? That would just take me further from where I do most of my filming, which is downtown. If anything, I should move downtown. Let me... Ta-da! And there's today's video, Friday night Annex and Yorkville walk. Then I posted an e-scooter ride yesterday. Boardwalk Brad says a vlogger he watches just left Cambodia and said it was a hell of a effing time. So I put Cambodia in the title tonight because before this stream I fished out some pictures from my last 2 trips to Cambodia, and I'm kind of getting the travel itch. I've been going through some travel like Expedia, Skyscanner, Booking.com, and looking at stuff and kind of scouting where to go. Normally you would save the warm destinations for the winter time, but things have been so whack over the last 2 years. I think I'm just going to go wherever, whenever anyway. So maybe I'll have a trip booked in a month or so from now, and I'll probably be booking multiple trips. And unlike my last few vacations, I will be going with filming in mind. So I'm looking to go somewhere, and if I can get a SIM card, I'll do some live streaming. If I can't, I'll just make a bunch of videos, come back, and share it with everyone. Boardwalk Brad says head to Vietnam. That is one place I'm definitely investigating. Their hurdles to getting in are a lot easier than a lot of the other countries in that area. Michelle Briggs says, yay, we're going to Cambodia today. Virtual travel, here we come. Yes, film please if you can. Yes. Big S says go to Thailand. Thailand looks like it's out of the question until June. They've still got this test and go thing set up. So now that I've got travel on the mind, I think we'll stick to the picture theme. If Tech Needs Tea shows up, we might do some rap battle later. I went into my Epic Games account and I reinstalled the Jackbox games. So that might be coming up at the end of the stream. I promised her the next time she comes into one of these streams while we're doing it, I would bring up Rap Battle. She actually sent a super chat requesting that last time, and I felt bad because I didn't have it installed. I've got it installed now, so we'll be ready to go for that. Boardwalk Brad says if I go to Vietnam. Maybe I should put up a poll. Like, okay, maybe a bit later on we'll do some expediting and we can look for some places and I can take some of your suggestions and we can maybe book a flight. I've got the Johnny Strides channel up here. The Toronto site. Apparently Ken was live earlier tonight. I don't know where he went. I just got that notification. I had kind of a bit of a hungover day after last night. I just went out and did a walk this morning. Then I came home and I kind of crashed. Tomorrow morning I will be doing a premiere. I just uploaded that. I still have to finish it off. But we'll be able to hang out in the premiere if you want to come back to the Johnny Strides channel tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. John Amir says, fun time with Ken. He has been streaming as much or more than me lately, which I think is kind of cool. Lets me know I can slack off and there's still someone out there for the community. So yeah, so in a few minutes, I think I'll fire up some of those pictures from Cambodia and we can go through them, chat, hang out, and feel free to ask anything along the way. There will be pictures of me in there and some pictures of some of the friends that I went with too. Sorry, friends, for not excluding you. I just kind of lazily... I went through... What I did was I went to photos.google.com. I don't know if you can do this or if you knew you can do this, but on a web browser, you can just go photos.google.com. And whatever Google account you're logged into, it'll pull up all the photos that have been automatically backed up. Then I searched for Cambodia and it pulled up all the photos that were geotagged from Cambodia. So it made life nice and easy. And unlike the last few times I did this, I'm not pulling low resolution pictures from Facebook. So it should look a little better. Yeah, we'll see. If tech shows up, we'll play a game. If tech doesn't show up, then I don't know. Colette saw me on March 24th at Scotiabank Arena. Why didn't you say hi, Colette? You saw me as well, probably on like that weird northern end of Scotiabank Arena / Union Station, like a year ago, I think, too, right? I was walking through one of the back halls. That was when I was filming with the Snap G camera. Tech Needs Tea is here. Tech, I was saying that I installed Jackbox Party Pack 5, and if you showed up, we might do a little rap battle later today. Sanjay from Kingston. Sanjay in Kingston is here. Falcom Scott says morning. He'll be here till 5 a.m. Oh, do you guys want to hear something freaky? I gotta turn my Alexa volume up. Alexa volume up. I'm cranking up my Alexa. Alexa volume up. Alexa, how old is Inspector Gadget?
Inspector Gadget is between 22 years and 4 months and 23 years and 3 months old.
Inspector Gadget is between 22 years and 4 months and 23 years and 4 months old? What? Alexa, turn your volume down. I don't know if you guys heard that answer, but that, like, to me, for some reason last night, I was like, how old was the Inspector Gadget character supposed to be? Because I was watching some old Inspector Gadget cartoons. Like, was this guy 40? He's got a niece. Doesn't look very young. Matthew Broderick played him. So I asked Alexa, and she told me he was between 22 and like 4 months old, and 20, like, what? The TV show is from 1983. So the TV show is closer to 40 years old. And what happens if we ask Google, how old is Inspector Gadget? Yeah, this is the answer I was expecting. I was looking for how old the actual guy was, but anyways, there's something random for you. And I actually, when I was a kid, I had like a little Inspector Gadget doll, and he had like, you could put the helicopter on him. I think you could pull his arms out. That was pretty neat. But yeah, go on to... that was just a really weird answer. I should maybe make a video about weird things Alexa says. Oh well, and the video I posted this morning, Friday Night Annex and Yorkville Walk, was requested by Lisa, who is in the chat. Thank you, Lisa. And someone else requested that I do a night walk. So that is why that was in the chat. All right, should we get to going through some pictures? Mike T says the movie was filmed in Pittsburgh. There's some knowledge I don't need to know. Thank you, Mike T. Falcom says Inspector Gadget years ago, like 30 years ago. I remember watching it in the 80s. Jeanette says she was 12 in 1983. All right. So, a little bit of backstory. This first batch of pictures are from 2000 and what are they from? I think they might be from 2015, actually. Let me see here. Search Cambodia. Oh, 2017. And I went to Cambodia and Thailand with a coworker, my friend Dahan, who I worked with him at 2 companies, and another girl who I worked with at 2 companies, but she was no longer my coworker. But anyways, the 3 of us got together and said, let's go somewhere far and crazy. And so we booked a flight to Thailand. We spent like a week there, and then we went to Cambodia and we spent like a week there, and then we came home. So we're going to go through, and we went to 3 different places in Cambodia. So now that I'm starting to really get that travel itch, and I was in Cambodia during the pandemic. It was February 2 years ago that I was there. So that was right when, like, we still didn't know what the hell was going on. We didn't know what we were doing. A lot of places around the world did start to lock down, but masks weren't really a thing. I was in Cambodia and Thailand, and that area was like a big hotspot at the time. It was crazy times. That was the last time I really went away outside of New York and Mexico. Does that count? Managed Play says collab with Ottawax. Yeah, if we're ever in the same town together, that would be really cool. Yeah, he says he uploaded a few vids, but they're not vertical. I hope they were shorts. You shouldn't be uploading. Yeah, the transit guy. Oh, why are you uploading non-shorts vertical videos? All right, cool, but turn your camera the other way. Just reading some of your messages. Okay, and we have 100 viewers right now. Thanks for joining in. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe. We'll be back next Sunday. I'm going to try to get more content out on this channel as well. But let's jump into the pictures if I can figure out how to do it. Boom. So this is right after we landed in Siem Reap. I don't think I have any pictures of the airport when we landed, but the 3 of us jumped in a private car, which was a Lexus, and we took off to our hotel. So these are like, there's, here, let me pull up the map again. So this might be a better way to do it. So here's Phnom Penh, the main place. Some people say Phnom Penh, but you actually pronounce the P if I'm not mistaken. But usually the P is silent. So we flew from Bangkok to Siem Reap. Siem Reap is where Angkor Wat is. Then we flew from Siem Reap to Phnom Penh. Then we drove to Sihanoukville, which is down here somewhere. Where is it? I don't know where it is. It is somewhere. It is pretty far. It's like a 4-hour drive. Where is Sihanoukville? Where's my search? Stupid Google Maps. Give me my search. Sihanoukville. Oh, there it is. So we drove from here to there, and then we drove back, and then we caught a plane. Time lapse. This was in 2017. So anyways, this first part is going to take us to Siem Reap. This is a really small city that really only exists because of this place, Angkor Wat. Well, there's like a bat cave and some stuff too, but you'll see what I mean. All right, so let me get into it. Boardwalk Bride, that might be true. I've always heard it Phnom Penh. And there is how much it cost for someone to drive us around Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat is huge. There's tons of stuff there to see. It's kind of the main attraction. It's basically ancient ruins. And there's a lot of people going around in like bicycles and stuff. It's like 35, 40 degrees. So we got this guy in a Lexus SUV. The same guy who took us from the airport, actually. We paid him $60 USD for the day. And he took us around the whole place. So that was cool. Oh, Jeanette says the twins are due in early August. Congratulations for that. Oops, am I going the wrong way? Who's that dork? So this is our first night there. Check out Chris Travels. He has amazing videos about Cambodia, from hostels to the food culture. All right, I'll check that out. There I am eating some kind of Cambodian dish. I still have that t-shirt. Why didn't I wear that t-shirt on St. Patrick's Day? This meal cost about $1, and that beer cost about 50 cents. And that beer can actually won me like 20 bucks because you could rip the tab off, and it actually had a cash prize on the end, which I sold to a convenience store for like half of what it was because I didn't want to bother with the with trying to properly claim it. But yeah, there's some local Cambodian food. How old were you in 2017? I would have been 36, 37. Falcom, yes, very cheap. And there is Pub Street. Again, this isn't really like a traditional Cambodian city. It really kind of popped up because of the tourist industry. Save water, drink beer. This is one of the reasons why I'm so attracted to this part of the world. Pints of, well, they call it's not really a pint of beer. It's like a small glass of beer, but 50 cents. Emma says alcohol is cheaper than water in Cambodia, unlike Thailand. Yeah, but I mean, did they have two brands of beer that are usually find everywhere in Cambodia? Anchor and Encore. Yes, they almost sound the same, and they're not good. But when you see how much you pay for them, you don't really care. There's a weird thing I had. Managed place, thought I was 25. I'll be 42 later this year. And there is what my hotel looked like. The first hotel room of 3 in Cambodia. I don't know how much this was a night. This was probably about 40 bucks a night. Boardwalk Brad finds the food in Thailand is better than Cambodia, but Cambodia is cheaper. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. There's this guy has actually been in a few of my videos. I once ran into him at Queen in Bathurst. He was making his way out to a pandemic date. So he showed up, but he's a guy I've worked with a few times, and there we are in Cambodia, and our other friend would be taking that picture. That's the view that we were looking out. Oh, one thing you'll notice, this is very common in Asia, but there's just this massive cobweb of wires everywhere you look. It's kind of crazy. And there's the swimming pool at the hotel. I do not stay at hotels that don't have swimming pools. Call me a snob, but when you're in a part of the world where it's like 40 degrees some of the time, I think that's pretty important. Managed places, yay, palm trees. All right, Falcom Scott, have a good night, Falcom, and we will catch you next week, or maybe later. I'll try to stream a bunch on the Johnny Strides channel. And there's another shot of the hotel. Vivian says good night to Falcom. Devin Sullivan in the house. Hello, Devin Sullivan. And now we have I took out a bunch of pictures, by the way. Now we have transported to Angkor Wat. Hey, who's that dork? Boardwalk Brad says the Philippines has a lot of those cobwebs. Yeah, you won't see them so much in like Makati and some of the same thing with Bangkok. You won't see them where everything has been rebuilt and is thoroughly modern, but you'll see them absolutely everywhere else. So fun fact, this is where actually they filmed, I think, the first Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie. As you can tell, it kind of makes a perfect site. Managed Play says, is it possible to send you fan mail? That's on my to-do list. I got to get a P.O. box set up. I've been a bit lazy on that front. And there's our friend, Michelle, the third party in our group up there. She's the one taking most of these pictures. Fans, Buses Gaming. These are pictures from CM Reap. Hey, who's that dork? No, I don't smile in pictures, but I thought these ruins were pretty cool. Good evening, Michelle Gray. You're lurking while eating dinner. You'll chat after you finish dinner. My dinner was a peanut butter, raspberry jam, and Nutella sandwich on whole wheat bread. Why did I buy whole wheat bread? I like when I get like Subway sandwiches, I get that. But I don't know. Why did I get whole wheat bread? It was not good. The yeah, April Fool's was a while ago. Connie says I look like an 18-year-old kid. I was 37 in this pic, or 36. One of the two. There's a pretty cool look. It's funny, they actually have signs on Angkor Wat telling you not to urinate on the ruins. Apparently they have a problem with tourists from a certain country that seem to go to the bathroom on the walls itself of Angkor Wat. It's kind of funny to see those signs. But if you've traveled in that part of the world, you won't be surprised. That's kind of a common thing. Marg H, why are you showing the buffering sign? I seem to... Let me check my stream health here. It says stream is healthy. I have no issues. The issue would be on your end. Liam says it's the Brits. I don't think so. And this tree here was actually from Tomb Raider. Check this out. Oop, why did I hide myself? There is Angelina Jolie. So we're looking at where they filmed Tomb Raider. Is that cool? I don't know. But it's kind of cool how that tree stuck out of that thing. Yes, I prepared. I pre-Googled Tomb Raider Cambodia. Now how do I get my damn photo album back up? There we go. Remember how last Sunday we were all making fun of the Oscars and how boring they are? You know, I turned on the Oscars right after my stream and I saw the incident and I was like, to me it looked fake. It didn't look real at all. It looked very staged. The way he hit him, the way Chris Rock just ate it and carried on, I was like, that was definitely not real. And that turns out it was real, so who knows. But yeah, not cool to hit other people for any reason other than you're defending someone or something physically, right? There's a picture of the guy who was driving us around. And this is the main attraction at Angkor Wat. And you can see one of these things here was being restored. And this is the picture I used in the thumbnail. But because I'm on top of him, I mirrored it in the thumbnail. Look at that mean jerk store right there. Not cool, Johnny. Smile. Oh, fun fact. I got this t-shirt in a case of beer. It was like a 6-pack of Grolsch. Whenever I'm in the LCBO and they have like free stuff and a pack of beer, I will almost always buy it because I'm a sucker. So that's how I got that t-shirt. 58% of you like whole wheat bread. 27% think it's gross, and 15% will eat anything. I thought it was staged, but now I think it was real. There I am rocking the cargo shorts. When you are traveling, especially to parts of the world where people can have sticky fingers, I think it's pretty important to keep your valuables in your front cargo right here. It's annoying to walk around with your phone and your wallet thumping on your legs, but It's a lot better here than in your back pockets. I kind of have this idea to take like a mousetrap type wallet and put it in my back pocket, and then if anyone tries to pickpocket me, they'll be in for a surprise. Then again, what if it legitimately falls out of your pocket and then someone's just trying to be a good Samaritan and return the wallet and they open it up and then their finger gets... Yeah, you get the idea. But I still think it's a good idea. I might consider doing that. Mashed Place's Subway bread is the best. Sure, if you like eating gym mats. And these pictures, I think, were taken with... I think these pictures were taken with a 1+1, the OG 1+1 phone. So yeah, there's the money shot of Angkor Wat. Petlands thinks it was staged. Yeah, to me it definitely looks staged at the start. And these are my two friends right here. That is in the hotel that we were staying in. It was kind of like a budget boutique hotel. Apparently the owner was a real asshole. Anyone who left a bad review on TripAdvisor, he basically called them out and said a lot of nice things or not so nice things back. This was the car we took around everywhere. There's Toronto Blue Jays. More Dahan. I bought these shoes in the night market. These are fake Asics Tigers. Tom Bikes 416 likes a grain-filled bread rather than just plain whole. Tech needs tea. That's okay. We will not be doing a rap battle unless people overwhelmingly demand it. But have a good night. Thanks for dropping in. I do have it on the ready just in case you want to play. Devin Sullivan says Tigers. Yeah, it was the fact that they were Tigers. I've had one pair of Tigers before, and they were one of my most favorite pairs of shoes of all time. So I bought these, but they're half a size too small, and I never actually wore them. I still have them somewhere, actually. I think I might have showed them on a previous stream. Maruf says, Happy Ramadan to all our Muslim friends in the process of breaking our fast. Happy Ramadan indeed. This is pretty cool. Happy Herb Pizza. Marijuana is very much illegal in Cambodia, but for some reason they're allowed to put it on pizza. It's kind of a traditional cooking ingredient. So you'll find lots of happy pizza places. Eunice says your feet just hurt looking at those. The problem is they were way too narrow. Like, I've got pretty wide feet. So even though they're half a size too small, that should have been okay, but they were way too narrow. But yeah, there's a happy pizza place. I had a happy pizza many times when I was there. I also ate this. There's a video of me eating this on Facebook. I couldn't find it. I don't know if my friend took that down or not, but there's a video of me eating this scorpion on Facebook. And I have to say, this was the single most disgusting thing I've ever willfully put in my mouth. It was gross. Don't eat the scorpion. And we are leaving Siem Reap to board our $40 USD flight on an airline that had only existed for a month to Phnom Penh. That was kind of crazy because most people just drive. They take like an overnight bus from one to the other. But I was like, let's fly. Like, you know, the bus is like $10, but a plane is like 40. Let's fly. And this airline had like no track record at all. It didn't even like exist until a month before. But hey, it worked. And now we're in fabulous Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia. And yeah, very old school furnishings. Wait till you get a view out the window. You know you're in a developing country when this is the view out the window of your hotel. That is what I got to look out at when I looked out of my room. It was a pretty nice hotel and a pretty nice room. It's just, this surrounds you everywhere in this city. So yeah, you wake up in that. Relatively decent. Kind of dated. Looks like it's from the 80s, but no big deal. And then... Junkola, are those garbage bags? I don't know. I have no idea what's down here. These look like tuk-tuks that are in a state of repair. This kind of looks like a junkyard. Maybe it's an actual parking lot. I don't know. All right, fans, have a good night. There is some happy pizza that I had. So these sprinklings are marijuana, apparently. Right next to a 50-cent beer, and you can see my friend got one too. And we all have beers on the table. So this whole meal probably cost around $5. So this is a very, very common thing for tourists to have when they go. And there is Naga World. I think that is a big casino. I think it was built by like a Hong Kong or Chinese company. I'm not entirely sure. There's inside Naga World. How was the happy pizza? It was all right. It didn't get me stoned, but it got me a little messed up, but I wasn't like really tripping. And we asked for it strong, so I think maybe it's just not really high quality weed they put on it, or maybe it's just a placebo effect and they're ripping you off because they know tourists are into that. But apparently every time I've had it, I've always just gotten like, it's like getting a light buzz. It's not, I've never gotten wasted off of that. And these are the streets of Phnom Penh. Accessibility be damned. All the sidewalks are like this, just constantly blocked off, and they look like bombs went off all over the place. Have you ever been to Laos? No, I haven't. Naughty, this is 2017. And there is the Mekong River, the mighty Mekong, and that leads over to Vietnam. Maybe they fed you a lot of oregano. Maybe. They need to turn it into THC. Yeah, it's probably true, Boardwalk Bread. But we have heard stories of people getting like really effed up on the pizza there. So down by the waterfront is pretty nice in Phnom Penh. Looks like a pretty first world pizza city. There's a Burger King menu. Can I see the price on that? A lemon tea there is US $1. Yes, I went to Burger King. And I think that's just one of the palaces. So the roads around the palace are quite well kept. Alright, I'll disappear myself here. Have you tried it? You never try, you never know. You could fire one magazine of an AK-47 for $50. An M16, one round for $50. You could throw a hand grenade for $100. A K-57, 100 bullets for $150. An RPD, 50 bullets. So you could shoot a rocket launcher once for $300. The catfish in that river are supposed to be massive. And off the menu, for $500, you could blow up a cow. You could literally shoot a launcher at a cow. That they say they were old male cows that were going to be euthanized anyways, but I'm not so sure I buy that. But yeah, that is off the menu at these places. What kind of sick bastard would want to blow up a cow? And on a sad note, this is the Genocide Museum. This is an old public school that was kind of turned into a jail where they would hold people. If you weren't aware, Cambodia had a really tragic genocide in the 70s. Pol Pot basically wanted to eliminate anyone in the general population who had an IQ over 100. Anyone who had glasses, anyone who was a teacher or an academic, anyone who was a professional. He basically tried to cull the entire population, and they succeeded in a large part. And it's really, really a disturbing part of their history. But I thought we should go see it, so we spent a day here. I don't have too many pictures from here because it's really kind of depressing, but they would tie people down in these little rooms. These used to be school classrooms, but they basically became prison holding cells. And there's, I think this was a guillotine right here. And this is the killing fields where they actually brought the prisoners to kill them. And those are, yeah, you know what those are. Kind of The something something genocidal center. So whenever you hear about the killing fields tours in Cambodia, they had these all over the place, but this is the one by the capital city that most people seem to go to. And I cut out most pictures from there because yeah, it's kind of sad and depressing, but hey, it's a part of their history. And there's a cool thing at night. And yeah, you go to a bar, you can often play Connect 4 with one of the bartenders. They're very good at it, and they will often bet you a drink, and you're like, yeah, sure. Little do you know that if you lose, the drink you're buying them is like a $5 cocktail that's really just 7-Up or water. But hey, that's the way the bars work over there. And now we're in Sihanoukville, so we've magically taken a 5-hour car ride, and we're in city number 3 in Cambodia. And there is our much nicer hotel that I was. The way this worked is my friends stayed in one room together. I don't really know if they were an item or not. To this day, I don't know if something was going on, but they seemed quite eager to stay in the same room together. So I stayed separately in my own room. Manish says, any scary moments in the trip? No, it's pretty pampered trip. There's my friend Dehan in a Cambodian restaurant. Sihanoukville is a place that's down by the ocean. And there's a look at the fabulous beach. This was one of those cases where the beach right outside of our hotel looked like this. And if you're willing to walk for like 15 minutes, you would get something a lot more picturesque and a lot cleaner and nicer. But when this is right outside your hotel, you tend to just come here most of the time. There's the lions. I think there's a picture of me in front of those lions coming up. Typical street. You have all this space and so little traffic. Build a sidewalk. It's infuriating. Who am I to tell them what to do? Do you ever get grumpy when traveling? No, I don't actually. I think I'm kind of over the moon. Liam says prices in USD for the most part. That is one thing. Bring a whole bunch of crispy $1 US bills and that'll get you through. If they're ripped or torn, don't bring them. And this is kind of what it's like at night. And this is one of the 2 brands of beer. There's Anchor and there's Encore. Sanjay in Kingston says, are they really strict there about drugs? I did not want to find out, but I imagine they are actually. Boardwalk Brad, I did. I think I have a picture of my meal from one of those places coming up. But at night, this is the scene. You just kind of chill out by the water in these beach chairs. I ordered this from a little beachside restaurant that was popped up. Steak. What else did I have? Some kind of potato, coleslaw, piece of bread, Anchor beer. I think that might have been about $5 as well. And a lot of people were lighting these lanterns. This is terrible for the environment, but hopefully I don't pick up a copyright music for this. Yeah, you can get by with only speaking English. But here's my friend lighting a lantern and setting it free. He actually wanted to spend like $10 on it. I was like, that is just going to end up in somebody's field or front lawn or in the water. And wildlife's going to get tangled in it. But yeah, that's what that's all about. So you can hear what the music is like. Very relaxing, that music, isn't it? At least it says not that music. I imagine hearing what's happening. Up it goes. There he is. He says they were popular here a long time ago. They terrify the animals in the countryside. Chris Mill says also awful for aviation. Yeah, I imagine they're just stupid in general. That practice should be banned worldwide. Menu. Toast cheese salami sausage, $2. Some baguette, $2.50. I can't read the rest of it. Why did I put this picture here? And there's the beach, a little bit nicer. There's a number of beaches along the along the waterfront. This is definitely a much nicer one. That when I said you could walk 15-20 minutes and you'll be in a much nicer area, this is what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I've got to adjust something. There we go. Okay, and that is it from Sihanoukville. This is a picture from 2020 when I went back to Cambodia. So we're almost done. If these pictures are putting you to sleep and you're bored out of your mind, we're almost done. But this is, I went back to Thailand and Cambodia in February, and I was meeting friends in Thailand, but where I was only meeting them for a week. So I decided to go to Cambodia solo for a week before. And I just went to Phnom Penh to hang out. So I actually made some videos that are on the Strides channel from that trip. So this is one of my most viewed videos ever, actually, I made on this trip. So this is my hotel, the Sun and Moon Hotel. There's the other anchor, Angkor. So all the beer is one of these anchors, Angkor or Encore. And there's the rooftop view from my pool. This is key. When you're in a city where it's like 40 degrees Celsius and it smells like hot garbage on the street, it's nice to have this to get away from. I don't know why I put that picture there. Be aware, purse and phone snatchers. Please be cautious of purse and phone snatchers while you're traveling by feet, motorcycle, tuk-tuk, or taxi. That's always good when you're staying at a pretty nice hotel and you see that. Hello, A Medic's Mind. And Shadow Ship. Hello, I am doing well. There's a morning coffee for some reason. And my morning breakfast for some reason. Apparently, one thing in this part of the world, you can always find like a Western style pub and get a Western style breakfast. Harjot says he follows me on Insta. There I am chilling at the rooftop pool. This is what 4-star accommodations will get you in Phnom Penh. And there's the view of the city and the Mekong. I think we're done this. Happy hours, draft beer, 75 cents. Yes, I had pad thai for some reason. And we're down by the waterfront. Who took this picture? I think some family did. Connie says, thank you for sharing your pics. You miss Asia very much. I do too. Hopefully I'll be back there. That's one of the reasons why I got into doing this. And Obama Bar. What trip is not complete without a visit to a Tiger Obama Bar? They are obsessed with Obama. There's a chain of restaurants in Vietnam called Obama as well. That's kind of crazy. And we're back. So, that is it for pictures from Cambodia. Thanks for gutting that one out. Let's see what the poll is like. Do you like whole wheat bread? 55% said yes. 27% said no. 18% will eat anything. Yeah, I bought Nutella, raspberry jam, and I already had some peanut butter. So I've been rocking sandwiches lately. I'm already kind of sick of sandwiches. Manish Places, love seeing the pictures. Thank you. You're welcome, Manish Plays. It was fun. Something a little different to do on these live streams rather than just watch videos. Speaking of which, in my live stream on Friday, stream vids. So there we go. That is recording. Hopefully that is the video that I didn't play. I'll save this one for another stream, but this is just the rear-facing view of my live stream that I did Friday morning. So it's kind of cool. It's wet. It's snowing a bit. There's Dundas Square in the background. I was thinking of reversing this and trying to play it backwards so it looks like we're driving in the other direction. That'd be kind of trippy, but... yeah, it is. Holy shit, it recorded this whole thing. Yeah, so that's what we missed out on Friday by not doing that. Naughty Brown says Nutella has raspberry jam in it or separate. I added the raspberry jam. Nutella is just like... honestly, the store brand Nutella is exactly the same thing. It's just as good, but... I wish my parents introduced me to it because I grew up eating peanut butter sandwiches. I never had Nutella until I was an adult. Sun Jim says, "Hey Johnny, how are you? What video is coming tomorrow?" Tomorrow morning will be Queen Street West on Saturday, and it was very, very busy. It was the busiest I've seen it all year, actually. So I think it's going to be a pretty good video. And then today I went out and filmed one, and that's it. I'm thinking of doing... I've got 3 videos in mind. I want to do an Up Express trip. I want to do an e-bike ride down the Ontario line, stopping where each station is and showing where that's going to be. I think that might be cool to cover the whole future subway. And I kind of want to do one on the Yonge Street bike lanes because they are endangered. NIMBY forces from Summerhill, Rosedale, Moore Park, Deer Park are out in full force trying to get rid of the bike lanes on Yonge Street, which is nuts. So I think, is it CJ Hoyle? He did a video not too long ago on support the Midtown Young Bikeway. So yes, it is absolutely bonkers that anyone in their right mind is fighting to get rid of the bike lanes, but that is happening. Alex says yes, do a bike video. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I don't know, it's just the most pathetic sad sack of excuses I've ever heard. Through Night T2, they asked me to do a video, and I was like, no. I see CJ took the free flashlight in exchange for a video. That's cool. It's actually a pretty badass flashlight, but I already have one similar to that. Biking to Fiesta Farms. Yeah, so if you're interested in another channel that tours and explores Toronto, check out CJ Hoyle. He does a lot of things in his he does a lot of videos in his recumbent. So he's in this like kind of seated position while he records. Albic was about to purchase Nutella for the first time, but was put off by the artificial flavor listed in the ingredients. Wouldn't that appear in almost anything? Bike lanes on Yonge need to be extended. So they need to go from Steeles down to the lake, to be honest. Boardwalk Brad, $6.99. Thank you for your support, Boardwalk Brad. I'll have a drink to that. And if you're looking forward to Rap Battle, I don't know if we're going to do that tonight. Tech Needs Tea has disappeared. What's going on in Toronto? There was a march. I did not know this. Johnny, are you planning on doing your recording in 5.1? I record with... No, I'm not, because I do the narration. I record with a mono lav mic. I was not aware this was going on. Tractor. It would have been cool if this tractor was pulling like a broken down Russian tank, like we've seen all those videos. I could have filmed this. I missed it. That tractor is a nice touch. How did I miss this? You gotta let me know when these things happen. Son of woman found dead in garbage bag arrested. And the news is generally depressing, isn't it? If anyone's interested in seeing trumpeter swans in Toronto, Rouge Beach/Marsh should be on your bucket list. I need to get over there. Man found dead in East Downtown was murdered. Whole lot of murder going on lately. I designed an unofficial turning red X Presto card. Look at that. That's cute. Yeah, Justin, GoPros, they overheat like crazy. All action cameras do, especially if you're using them like inside a car or anywhere where it's hot. And if you're recording in 4K, especially at 60 frames per second, they tend to get pretty hot. Goodbye, Sinstrip. How Yonge Street ended its reign as Toronto's sex district. I don't think a lot of people realized, but this stretch of Yonge Street was a lot like New York Times Square in like the 70s and 80s. It was a very... Is sleazy the right word? Slimy? Fun? I don't know, but it was a very different place from what it is now. And unfortunately, that article is behind a paywall. Screw paywalls. Remembering the Indie Hour. This is really cool. This is a picture of the Bloor Viaduct when it was under construction. I think this was completed in 1918. And this connects it goes over the Don River. And what is amazing about this is uninhibited. That's a gritty. Those are way better words. Why couldn't I think of those words? What is really amazing about this is they had the foresight to build a deck that could hold a subway line that didn't exist yet. The subway came in 1966, and they built this. It was approved in 1913, and they had it under construction in 1917. So they probably built it faster than we could today with today's technology, which is amazing. Although I guess it's not amazing because I think a lot of workers perished in the construction process. That was a common thing back then for mega projects like this. But they had the foresight to include a deck underneath that would later accommodate the subway line. So that is cool. Sanjay says, when will the cherry blossoms be in Toronto? I think it was around April 20th last year. Yeah, I think it's at least 2 weeks out. They're actually in New York City now, but I think it's a few weeks out at least. I'm going to be probably doing a live stream in High Park to check them out at some point, and a video, and then I'll probably do Trinity Bellwoods as well. And then maybe some other... Apparently, the Aga Museum has some, and then there's random spots throughout the city where you'll see some. Yep, Japan has had theirs. It's all climate related. Eunice ate Captain Crunch for dinner tonight. So yeah, that's a really, really awesome picture of the Bloor Viaduct. Fun fact, the bridge was designed to allow for a relatively inexpensive addition of the subway. Hey, I just said that. And no, I didn't steal that information from there. I already knew that from researching the bridge for a previous walk. If you use Uber Eats, you should back bike lanes on Yonge. This is a really weird angle to take on this argument. If you use Uber Eats, you should... Is this telling all the rich people in the area? They don't care if their delivery guy is risking his life in traffic or in the sanctity of a protected bike lane. That is not the only reason. It's a really weird angle on that article. I bet there's a lot of comments in here. Just support the bike lane. You don't need to care about Uber Eats. You walk a lot? Cool. Get those bikes off your sidewalks. You bike? Nice. Finally a stress-free way of riding in the city. You like to drive? Amazing. Interact less with those scary swerving bikes. You prefer buses? Good. More people on the bikes means hopefully less crowded buses. This is the best answer possible for this. Yeah, Boardwalk Bread. I've had that a few times in the winter where my food didn't come as warm as I would have liked it to, but that's not going to be an issue in spring and summer. If you're a driver, you should back bike lanes because it means getting stuck behind less cyclists and worrying about less accidentally hitting them. Yeah, there's not a single argument that makes sense for removing these bike lanes. If you're a decent human being, you should back bike lanes, period. Hey, Johnny Stride says, indeed, fighting these bike lanes is indeed pink NIMBYism. It is. Good on you, Johnny Strides. I support the bike lanes, but I've never used Uber Eats. Here's a good perspective. This is honestly one of my favorite parts of Yonge to drive on because it feels so civilized. You'd think these midtown cronies were more well-traveled and able to see the benefits of bike lanes. I think they add like 1 or 2 minutes to the end-to-end commute across Midtown. Yet, probably saves you a lot of stress. It's also important to know, in terms of going north-south, there aren't other bike lane options. So it makes sense to line the bike lane with Yonge Street. Because drivers can always go on Mount Pleasant. They can always go on Avenue Road. They can always go on Bayview Road. Cyclists don't have any other options if they want to go safely. So, to the people who Want to get rid of the bike lanes? Screw you. And besides, it's 2022. Uber Eats is a toxic parasite. Why are you backing them? Back bike lanes because you want bikes to flourish, but don't tie it to a toxic business like Uber Eats. Fair point. At the same time, there's a lot of people just working. A documentary about the Yorkville Swindler is getting its world premiere in Toronto. Netflix has recently produced a couple of films and TV series about con artists. That's going to be neat to see that in a Netflix documentary. Boardwalk Brad says, does Bathurst have bike lanes? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Hayrie Park. Hello, Hayrie Park. Welcome to me bitching about people that want to get rid of bike lanes. All right, I think we're through. The Burger King at King and Dufferin permanently closed, and they just lost their McDonald's too. Boo-hoo. This one really surprised me. The Colossus Center is a monster movie theater just off of the 401, and they want to like redevelop it and build this downtown utopia. But heaven forbid something happened to our Costco. Also, look at this. Low-rise suburbia, master planned downtown-ish community. What? We need mid-rises, especially in this area. Like, there's just no in-between. I think this is nuts. Like, it's good, but it just points out how flawed our zoning is. Like, where are the mid-rises? In Montreal, this whole thing would just be 4 and 5 story buildings. This entire shot would be nothing but that. But here in Toronto, no, we need towers and unsustainable housing all in one shot. Utopia. Also, who's going to want to live there? That's like Highway 7 and Highway 401. Maybe if you're a York University student, I don't know, you do have the subway down the street from where you live. Chris Mill says, don't mess with Costco. There's a new one currently being built in Newmarket. Hey, I won't knock Costco. I think it's like one of the only retail stores where if you're full-time, you get paid like a pretty good living wage and have like full benefits. They're an exemplary employer by all accounts. Which is funny because Walmart brought Sam's Club to Canada. Pretty much a carbon copy of Costco, except they pay their employees minimum wage. And they couldn't compete with Costco, despite being very competitive on products and prices. People just overwhelmingly support Costco, who pays their employees 2 to 3 times more per hour. So, yeah, it just goes to show that when you're cutting costs, you don't have to cut employee salaries. TVDXER says Costco rocks. Cape DuPont. Yeah, that was Highway 401 and Highway 7. What's going on in Blog TO? Toronto restaurant that once faced major backlash is permanently closing. A Syrian restaurant in Toronto that once closed down only to triumphantly reopen has announced it's closing for good. Sufis. This is not an April Fool's joke. Well, that's sad. We've lost a lot of restaurants over the years, especially over the last 2. Cobalt is an Ontario town that comes with a long history in abandoned old mines. Gangsters and prime ministers stayed in this $3.4 million home for sale. Hey, here's that documentary about the Yorkville Swindler. Outdoor arts fairs are coming back to Toronto this year. And here's when they're happening. Lisa, you should be excited for this. This looks like Nathan Phillips Square. So we have the Liberty Village Art Crawl at the Bentway on June 4th. Over 80 artists will be taking. I should just jot these down on my whiteboard to make some walks. The Beaches Arts and Crafts Show, 2022, June 11th to 12th. Riverdale Art Walk at Jimmy Simpson Park, what I can do, these are great areas for, I can just walk around the neighborhood and then check out this, these arts fairs. Because some of them, like, realistically, it's only going to take like 5 or 10 minutes to walk through, but I can use this as inspiration. Like Liberty Village is always worth recording, and the Bentway is, the Beaches is, Riverside is. Toronto Outdoor Art Fair at Nathan Phillips Square is transforming into a massive marketplace. BIG on Bloor Street West gets shut down for a full day this summer for the massive street festival featuring art, live music, and food from neighboring restaurants. July 16th. That's going to be awesome. Colette says Doors Open is next month. There we go. Cabbagetown Arts and Crafts Fair, September 9th at Riverdale Park. Oh, you know I'll be at Riverdale Park. Danforth East Arts Fair, East Lynn Park. Dozens of exhibitors and vendors will be taking over the park, showcasing all their original work. And we'll save the best for last. The Queen West Art Crawl. The eclectic West Queen West neighborhood shows its colors with a weekend festival of local artists, food, and performances at Trinity Bellwoods Park. That might be a good one to start there, and then I can walk my way through Graffiti Alley once I leave West Queen West. There we go. They're doing my job for me, finding all these walks that I could send around. I better bookmark this page. Also, as mentioned by Colette, do they have an official page? 2022 Doors Open Toronto will begin on Saturday, May 28th and end on Sunday, May 29th. Do we have any idea of the participants this year? Are you allowed to film in these buildings? I imagine you'd be allowed to film in these buildings. Honestly, I have not had the chance to film any Doors Open since I've had this channel going. So, like, I do not know. Can you record videos in Doors Open? Let me know in the chat. I'm sure someone knows. Maybe we could just YouTube. Yes, we're doing homework for future videos. Doors Open Toronto 2019. Doors Open Toronto. We got the key to the city. One of Toronto's most haunted buildings, the Don Jail Tour Doors Open. There's a great one to do. And this one got 15,000 views. Doors Open Toronto at Humber. Doors Open Toronto takes you inside new TTC stations. In some you can't, but they tell you on the website for it. There we go. We're going to be busy again. My buddy has filmed Doors Open before. It's allowed. Yeah. Okay, I'll do some homework, but who would have thought BlogTO would give me a bunch of content to make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's at least 8 videos plus a couple of Doors Open videos. You went through the Harris Water Plant and Doors Open. It was amazing inside. Naughty Brown did Doors Open at a crematorium. That sounds kind of creepy. BlogTO is owned by Zoomer Media now. I don't take it too seriously, but it can be of some value. Michael K says the CNE in August. Yeah, the problem with recording the CNE is you are never not just engulfed in copyright music when you're there. Do the TTC open house Doors Open video, Johnny. Yeah, well, and now that there's no capacity limits, it's really not going to be an issue to go there. So we'll do some Doors Open stuff for sure. Cleanup Man uses Zoomer Mobile. Harry Park Love Mac and Cheese Festival in Ontario Place. Never even heard of that. Mac and Cheese Festival, Ontario Place? Last year's winner, hey, this was updated March 9th. About 1,000 people are already at Ontario Place having their fill of mac and cheese. The annual Mac and Cheese Festival began yesterday. Oh, we missed it. No, June 14th, updated. So this was, what? That guy's in a t-shirt. When was this? Oh, April. So it looks like it might be coming up pretty soon. Looks like it might be coming up pretty soon. Hopefully, that's interesting. Mac and Cheese Festival. Is that the kind of festival that I would like? TVDXR says you're looking forward to my up walk / ride video. I'm looking to do that early this week. I've got that relief line video to do. I want to do the bike lane video, and I want to do the up express line. The up express video. Terratopia is here. Didn't I just say that? Am I drunk? The Garlic Festival is good. Expedia. Why am I in Expedia? What if I want to go to Cambodia? How much is that going to cost me now? Let's say we're going to leave on Friday, May 6th, and we're going to come back on the 24th. Are there flights available? My money flight for this would be Cathay Pacific. Back on the topic of travel. Not Cathay Pacific. It used to be Eva Air. Hotels? I want flights. I don't want hotels. And these are all fancy dancy hotels. Flights. Leaving from. Going to. What were our made up dates? Friday through. No, we want 2 weeks. I'm not going there. Oh, this is my end date. There we go. Are we going to have flights? Hey, Terratopia, that bakery. No vampires at the Garlic Festival. Yuck. 44 hours with 3 stops. No, thank you. 37 hours. 37 hours. No. 35 hours. No, this should be like a 22-hour itinerary. So apparently the airline industry isn't yet... These options are horrible. A 22-hour flight, which is how it should be, with 1 stop in Seoul is $2,600. I paid like $1,200 last time I went there. And so, no, my entire trip should cost this. Do you ever see these ridiculous... Who's going to pay $9,000 for a 36-hour flight? Who's going to do that? Who in their right mind is going to do that? Bangkok's got to have something. Maybe not. Maybe not, because Bangkok is still quite restricted. I think it's not going to be till June where this is open. What are we looking at here? Holy shit. This is night and day better. Look at this. 22-hour flight, $1,200. That's how it should be. 26-hour flight, little worse, $1,200. Air France, $1,400, 26 hours. I've never done it through Europe. I've always done it through Asia. Yeah, $1,500. So yeah, this is way more doable. So you could easily just fly to Bangkok and then take like $100 flight to Cambodia. I was just curious, but phew, that got me worried when I saw those flights to Phnom Penh were all like $2,600. But realistically, what about for my made-up dates to Vietnam? What are we looking at? Clayton Crawford, $2. Who could spend $9,000? Not me. Not this guy. I cannot do that. Karen G is here. Hello, Karen G. Wow, longest time ever no see.
Who can spend $9,000?
Thanks for dropping in, fellow Midtowner. So to go to Saigon, aka Ho Chi Minh City, $1,400. 37 hours. 31 hours. Oh, these flights are balls. 21 hours is $1,900. What about the other big city, Hanoi? What's that going to cost me? It's so crazy. Why is Bangkok? Well, I guess Bangkok is the biggest flight hub in the world for tourists. Do we have Hanoi? $1,300, 26 hours. That's doable. That's doable. What airlines are these going to throw me on? What airlines? Multiple airlines. Yes, I know that. Tell me the airlines. I just selected it. Show me the airlines. Flying into Doha? Copenhagen? What? Boardwalk Brad, I have no idea. Apparently Bangkok changed its name too. What is Bangkok now called? Bangkok is the silly one. Bangkok is now officially known as Krung Thep Maha Nakhon. That is the official name of Bangkok. Did you guys know that? The word or the name Bangkok is now just a thing that we will continue to call it, but its actual name is Krung Thep Maha Nakhon. And that is, which is colloquially, that's a hard word to say, further shortened to Krung Thep, aka City of Gods. Thailand wants Bangkok to be called Krung Thep. Yeah, here's some articles. I think the government actually went ahead and did this. But yeah, ain't nobody calling it that in the West. Devin really wants to do the train into Chicago. Yeah, did you guys know that? I didn't know that. Well, I knew that, but it never really stuck. Alternatively, you can use Skyscanner. Skyscanner is typically better. Remember how we were having trouble finding a cheap flight to Phnom Penh? I will be pulling the trigger if something good comes up. 28 hours. The key with these long ones is you want no more than one stop, and you want like 22 hours. You don't want 30 hours and a lot of stops. Connie has been there many years ago. You missed Thailand. Well, can't wait for the memes of Bieber after the Grammys. Are there Grammys on tonight? 27 hours, 2 stops. No. So yeah, I guess if Skyscanner has nothing, then $961 Toronto to Phnom Penh with return. What? We are now on flighthub.com. I don't think that flight they just advertised to me exists. Yes, we are searching for flights. Is Johnny flying on the 737 MAX? I don't really think so. Certainly not in a long-haul flight. Pape says Bangkok is a crazy city, apparently. Oh, it is the craziest city in a very good way. Yeah, Flight Hub, you're full of shit. You don't have that deal. You can do this if you're ever wondering. You can go to YYZ deals. Cheap flights from Ontario to Canadian cities, spring, summer, and fall travel. They also give you international flights. Toronto to Vancouver for $165 round trip on WestJet, Air Canada, or Air Transat. September, October to July. August is no longer cheap. Toronto to Vancouver, $139 round trip on Flair, September to January. Should I just go ahead and book some of these now? Toronto to Abbotsford, Hamilton to Abbotsford, Toronto to Victoria, 88 to 100. I should just book some of these, right? And then we could just go there when the time comes. I'll make this a little bigger. Look at this. Okay, can I do this? Toronto to Vancouver, $139 on Flair. Does this exist? So Leave at 7:45 p.m. Arrive at 9. That's balls, because you're paying for a hotel to basically get to your room, take a shower, and crash. $111 round trip. This one here, $127 that leaves at 3:15 is superior in my opinion. And coming back, yeah, leaving at 7 a.m. I can get my ass up early into the airport. That's fine. Total price, $127. What? What are the dates? Saturday, September 10th to Saturday, September 17th. I can go to Vancouver for $127. I just have to book with one of these websites I've never heard of before. Christine Camley, $10, loving this live stream. Thank you, Christine Camley, very much for the $10. That is very much appreciated. Glad you enjoy the live stream. I have to do this, right? Like,
Loving this live stream.
even if shit hits the fan and I can't go to Vancouver, it's $127. That's a pretty, I mean, you'd almost be crazy not to do that. Marg H says, what would you pay for hotels there? Well, that's the genius of my Aeroplan points, right? I would pull out my Aeroplan points. I don't want to log in and give out my information, but I think I still have a few 100,000 Aeroplan points kicking around. Saturday, September 10th. Coming back. Why am I getting excited for going to Canada? And, well, my check-in is here, so I think there, because, yeah, I did that right. I'm looking for an entire home or apartment. If you don't mind, you might regret it. Good price. All right, so here's where reality sets in. High Vancouver downtown, $776. Breakfast included, free cancellation. That's shockingly affordable for Vancouver if it's a decent hotel. I have a feeling it's not, based on the price relative to the other hotels. Give me your budget per night. Give me 50 to 100. There we go. Main Street Hostel. No, I don't like that word, hostel. Lily's Lovely Little House. Three Kittens Guest House. Orchid House by Elevate Rooms. Lisa's Home. How do I not go to Lisa's Home? Johnny, did you see carry-on bag for a fee? What? Did I miss that? One carry-on bag for a fee. What is that fee? That seems pretty scammy, but I mean, how much could it possibly be if the whole seat? Baggage not included. So now it's $158. Maybe I should have started clicking through. We were looking for... How much? Mail? Hand baggage, $170. And I only get the one. Flexible ticket. You might as well get the flexible ticket. So Jeffrey Dahmer, if I get the flexible ticket, that lets me change things. So my beautiful $127 flight is now $398.41. You know what? I should make a video where I take this flight and go to Vancouver with just what's on my person, with no carry-on. I could like put a laptop into my coat and walk on there. Could I do this? So the amount to pay is now $398. No hand baggage. $184. Why does this bag? What? $184. It says $107 a leg. Is that because I have 2 legs? What? I don't get it. You dare me to show up at the flight with just a plastic bag of your belongings? They would probably consider that plastic bag a carry-on. And because I have 2 legs, I would have to pay $204. Notice how this adds... I don't get it. Why is the hand baggage $214? Why would you advertise it as $107 a leg? What are you doing? Well, the joke's on them, Naughty Brown, because this is Jeffrey Dahmer at jeff@eat.u trying to book this flight. Do they take Aeroplan? Can I use my Aeroplan here? No, I cannot use my Aeroplan here. They take Air China. What? Flair Airlines. Screw you, Flair Airlines. I mean, realistically, though, for a flight to Vancouver... Oh, each way, each leg is 107, says Julie Chaston. How did I not think of that? Thank you for knocking the sense into me. You know what, though? A round trip to Vancouver for under $400 is still a phenomenal deal, even with that that ridiculous baggage fee. I mean, as long as you get there alive, it's a 5-hour flight. Like, you can suck up any conditions. And look at Lisa's home. Is this all like a common area you're sharing with people? Lisa and her family are very warm and welcoming. The house is very clean and well kept. You'll always feel at home. This is a really weird thing to be popping up on booking.com. Sorry, Lisa, I will not be staying at your home. I don't like the idea of shared accommodation. The High Vancouver downtown. This looks like an apartment building. Are these shared washrooms? That's what it looks like. Oh, this is like a hostel. Yeah, this is a hostel. Even if you get a private room, you probably don't get a private bathroom. So my dreams of this cheap flight to Vancouver have just been dashed. Vancouver Jenny's guest house. No. Kim's place. So a lot of people apparently, Michael's Lodge just turned their house into a hotel. Aaron's sweet home. Lee's. What the hell is this? Are they like... What? Did you guys know about this? People just listing their home and you come and like some kind of weird Airbnb wannabe thing? What? So my $127 flight to Vancouver probably won't be happening. Business class flights from Toronto to Europe. Toronto to Panama City, $258 round trip after. Toronto to Dublin, Ireland. Okay, I would do that in a heartbeat. Toronto to Dublin, Ireland, $398 round trip after taxes, nonstop flights. Go to Kayak or Skyscanner. Try one of these combinations. May 22nd to May... I was already on Skyscanner. Is this real? Can I really go to Dublin, Ireland for that cheap? What are my dates here? I have the memory of a goldfish. May 22nd to May 31st. This is pretty soon, too. Let's just type Toronto in general. No, Toronto. It might be another airport. Dublin. I'm not seeing it. Come on, Skyscanner, are you real? Go to Kayak or Skyscanner. Try one of the following dates, May 22nd or 23rd. All right. Apparently, that deal has been gobbled up. What about the 23rd? Just reading some of your messages. Someone just messaged me what one leg means for a trip. You know what? That is still a pretty gosh darn good deal. $633. I could go to Dublin, a place I've never been to before. On Air Transat for $640. I've flown Air Transat before. What is this going to do? YYZ to Dublin. Dublin to YYZ. Additional security check required. Whoa! Oh, this is one way. $279. So, Toronto to Dublin. We will take the $279 flight, sir. Yeah, and this is awesome. You're leaving at night and getting there in the morning. Beautiful. We'll take that promo. We're just waiting to see what kind of scams come when we're coming back. And leaving at 1:15, these are like perfect flight times. $639. So am I going to have to pay $5,000 per leg for my bags? Treat yourself with Option Plus. Priority services plus one additional bag. Seat selection. Perks for more comfort. No. I do not want that. I do not want Option Plus. I'm already choosing my seat? What? I'm already choosing my seat. Okay. We're going to sit in the aisle right next. Oh, I got to pay $55. What? I got to pay to choose my seat. I want to choose my seat, but I don't want to pay $50 to do that. No, we're not going to. What about my baggage? Maximum 2 check bags. No. We're not checking bags. We're not paying to choose our seat. I will sit next to whoever they put me beside. I'll probably be in like the middle seat, walking around Dublin. What is the Air Transat carry-on allowance? What are they going to allow me to carry on here? Okay, so you get your standard carry-on here. And chances are they won't weigh it either. What is the baggage allowance for the carry-on and personal item? Typically, the carry-on is your baggage, then your personal item is like a small backpack or a purse. They don't even give you the weight here. Dimensions, 23 by 40 by... They don't even... As long as it fits, they don't care. All right. This is something to seriously consider. Because that is a smoking good deal. Those are really good flights. It sucks that I missed out on the crazy cheap deal that they were advertising. But hey... Let's see. What do you guys say? Do you want to see walking videos around Dublin? That's a very cheap flight. Dublin County. Honestly, I would probably like break that up and do a whole bunch of different like hotels and stuff. Let's just see what a place goes for a night. Good luck with your travel plans. You have to walk the doggo. Yikes. I'm guessing these are all like 5-star hotels. Are there cheap hotels? 100 to 150 a night is reasonable. Hostels? Hostels? No, give me a hotel. Maldron Hotel something. That looks like it's located in the middle of nowhere. But it's also not super expensive. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But we're going to do, we're definitely going to do some cheap traveling at some point later this year. And Dublin will be definitely on the short list, especially at that price per trip. Wow. Johnny Stumblin's ass. Should I go to Dublin? Why not? 83%, 17% say don't do it, man. Airbnb. Yeah, I mean, when I book a trip, the airfare or the airline is like the easy part. It's then looking at location. Where do I want to be? Proximity to downtown, walkable neighborhood. Then you look at the price factor. And then you look at like, what do I want to have? Do I want to stay in 2 hotels? Do I want one to be budget? Then the last night or two, do I want to like live it up and stay at a really nice place? In which case I usually use Aeroplan points. So yeah, there's a whole game to play there, but we'll figure it out. But this has been fun. Sorry if it wasn't fun for you. It was fun for me because I've now got some ideas as to where to go. DJ Ian says try B&B. Yes, there's an idea. And holy shit, we are at 9:03 p.m. So Chris Mills says it beats Dundas Square, I imagine. Blind Wheel's husband. Yeah, Billy Bishop is good when it's an option for where you want to go to. It's brilliant. Stay in the town center. You'll absolutely love it. Well, there we go. All right, guys. I think this is going to be it for the live stream. Sorry we got a little carried away looking at flights. I'll be sure to come up with something else next time. Sorry there was no rap battle. Hopefully Tech is around next time and she'll want to participate in that. But I've got a few things I want to get done. I've got to plan out what I'm going to do tomorrow in terms of making videos and stuff. I will be waking up and joining in on the premiere at 9 a.m. Yahia says that was short. An hour and a half. It's the usual time. I don't want to be too greedy and extend it too long, but definitely thank you to those who sent the super chats. It's very much appreciated. Thank you to Vivian Johnson for upgrading her Patreon membership. Thank you to her mods. Thank you to everyone who just dropped in. Colette, you are here still. Thanks for saying hi to me at the Scotiabank Arena, Colette. Just kidding. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe, and I hope to catch you later. All right, Brad Palmer, Gertedge. Have a good night. Yoink.